Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of TalkFlow. This is episode 32. And in this episode, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be talking about the people that we are going to be nominating for the Webflow Community Awards. Now, just a little disclaimer. This is just our personal opinion. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we're only going to be voting for the community awards. I mean, there's another category of awards like partner awards and whatnot, but we're not really going to be voting for that because that's more targeted at websites, and there's too many websites out there for us to analyze, and we don't really have the time, nor do we even have, nor can we even be bothered to check everything and then nominate certain websites. So yeah, we're just gonna be sticking with the community awards for this episode. But yeah, I think on top of that, the third thing that I want to mention as a disclaimer is, yes, our previous video we talked about Webflow awards. It was controversial, but in this episode we're not going to be talking about that. And yeah, we're just going to be nominating people. So yeah, anything you want to say for him in the disclaimer?
Uh, Not really. I think it covers the basics. One thing I would say is I think we all sort of will be voting for the same sort of people because I think the community itself is it's small and those who actually are vocal and active is even smaller. So at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, it comes to like a handful of people. But I'm so curious
Yeah.
to know who are those underrated people that sort of do make some noise but aren't in that level of like I don't know, someone who's at the top tier.
Yeah, and
Maybe
those
we can talk
people
about it towards the
we are going to be putting we're going to be nominating them at the end with a new category that
yeah.
we created called honorable mentions. So yeah,
Oh,
anybody
you just made that up
so
right now.
anybody I just read that all right now. So anybody that because there's a lot of people that I want to vote for,
It
but
is.
they don't,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
said, like they don't meet that category. Because like community creator, I want to vote for quite a few people, but
yeah,
nobody can really beat FinSuite and Relium or any of these people, right? So I think honorable mentions is a nice category to have to kind of also give recognition to those people that can't really are not on that level of
yeah,
FinSuite and Relium. So yeah,
yeah.
that's going to be right at the end. But the first category is, Vim, do you want to share your screen?
Oh yeah, sure. Cut this out. Oh god.
Community Creator of the Year. And for me, I'm just going to say my vote straight up. I think it is FinSuite and Relium. And I'm going to be saying my reason, which is purely based on, firstly, the content that FinSuite has been putting out recently. I mean, not recently, like literally throughout the entire, this year, last year, the year before. Um, and all of the free tools and add-ons and attributes and the CMS library and FinSuite hacks and everything that they've been releasing over the past couple of years has been insane. And only this year they've started to charge for certain stuff. So FM Pro, I got my own subscription. I think is great. So it's like FinSuite has really so much free value. It's like it's insane if they don't win an award for community creator of the year. I think they undoubtedly deserve it. From client, I use Client First on a daily basis. I use a ton of the attribute solutions on a daily basis. I watch a ton of the videos on a daily basis, and on top of that, like Relium as well. Like, although they're not, that experienced in the game, they have released some bangers this year. In terms of the content, with the Relium Rumble, and you can forget the Relium library that came out. I think it was last year, or no, it came out this year. I think the beginning of this year, and the Relium library 2.0 that came out, I think a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, and I don't really use it personally, but I've seen the value that I've seen the way people talk about it and mention how much value is provided for them, in terms of speeding up their Webflow builds. And it's the Relium library is a main step in a lot of Webflow's processes. So I think those two products, you know yeah, I think Relium and FinSuite definitely deserve it. Just to summarize, like the content, the tools that they've been putting out, and all of the free value that they've been giving, I think, yeah, 100%. In my opinion, at least, FinSuite and Relium deserve it for sure.
Yeah, I think I would probably agree with you in that as well. Like just scrolling through like FinSuite's YouTube channel, you can see how much they've done in just 1 year,
Yeah, man.
and the fact that Client First is
Oh,
only a year old, it's crazy. The extension was like a
Oh, bro,
huge
there's so much stuff that FinSuite has released that
in one
some
year,
stuff that I
man.
forgot,
In
man.
1 year,
Like cookie
it's
consent,
crazy.
the FinSuite
Yeah,
extension. Oh, bro, it's
it's
crazy.
just that
It's crazy. It's
like
crazy.
the extension is like always the next thing, right? FinSuite always has the
Mm,
one thing that takes them to the next level every year. Last year it was the extension. This year is acquiring Wiz. And the thing is, these things aren't free. Building an agency and
mm,
the fact that both of us are sort of following behind FinSuite and sort of taking them as a role model. It costs money to make all these things, like clone comp,
and time as
the
well, man. A huge amount
extension,
of
client
time.
first, a huge amount of
Yeah.
time, effort. Even from like doing like the smallest tools that we have been doing in just this last 2 months, the amount of thought and work and time goes into just one tiny tool. Just imagine, like, these guys have been doing like not just one but like three, four, five major products and solutions, right? They have attributes, they had clone
Mm,
comp, they have the extension, client first, cookie consent, their YouTube channel. It's just insane the amount of stuff
insane, bro. Like genuinely
the
insane,
fact
man.
it is, man. And that's why I think, given that it's the first year of this Webflow Awards, they need to be recognized for this. Like, I'm sure in terms of
100%.
marketing,
Yeah.
they probably, it's very difficult to say how much money they have made out of this community effort, but it made a huge amount of brand value. Like, I think FinSuite, it's just even the fact that we forget it's actual another agency. We just say FinSuite as
Mm,
if it's part of Webflow now. And when clients ask for cookie consent, you just say, "Oh yeah, we use FinSuite," and that is what they have built so far. It's just that recognition for
yeah.
the brand, which they need to be
100%, man.
awarded.
Yeah.
For me, I would put Relumes in a different category, but we'll get to that later. Community
Cool.
MVP. Do you have your nominations on this? I think we all know
Yeah,
mine.
you know what? I'll say mine, and then Vim, you say yours. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you know what? Do you say in 3, 2, 1? Do both say together.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Rayma.
Rayma.
Bro, what the hell, man? You're
Yeah, I
so
think.
you're delayed. You're like
Yeah,
a
I
three
think.
seconds delay.
Was
Yeah,
it? Oh man, there's a delay in my Wi-Fi. Sorry guys, but yeah, I
that's
think
fine. It's fine.
community. I mean, on my end, it sounded like we said it at the exact same time, but I think in the recording, I hope I said it at the same time. But if there's a delay, I'm sorry guys. But yeah, I think Rayma, man. I think this is very similar to what I'm going to say about FinSuite. Like, I think it undoubtedly has to be Rayman, man. But I think what I
Yeah,
want to talk about, there we go, you have it right there, man. Like the thing that kind of cemented it for me and what I think was the nail in the coffin in terms of his Webflow community legacy was State of Flow. Like setting up an event, and we kind of know this in a way on a very smaller scale. Setting up an event is not an easy job, man. It is very hard. And for Raymond to do it to the extent that he's doing it with State of Flow, where he has different, tickets, like you can see, where he has sponsors, and then he's gonna, fly people out with like an event, and there's a couple days. It's crazy, bro. And the amount of people that are coming, onto it as well is insane. There's a lot of production value that goes into it, a lot of money that has to be spent, a lot of time, a lot of experience as well. And I think Raymar, whenever Raymar, and for me, as well. So State of Flow. And another thing as well is whenever Raymar speaks, whenever he gives out advice, whenever he talks, whenever he creates a YouTube video, people listen, man. And I think that shows that he's a leader in the Webflow community, right? Like when he talks, people listen. So and that kind of cemented it for me again in State of Flow, like just from the success of it and the scale of it. You know, Weimar won't be the community MVP if he couldn't, pull something like this off. I think him pulling something like State of Flow off kind of shows the amount of power and power and influence he has in the Webflow community, 100%. So, yeah, I think for me, hands down, has to be Weimar for sure.
yeah. I think everybody would agree. He is definitely, if the community had a face, or like if Webflow
100%.
community YouTube had a face, he's probably the face of it. And I think his work with FinSuite last year with all the streams is what
Yeah, man.
arguably led to what we do. And I
100%.
I don't know whether it's I can even say this, but I would even say Relium sort of follows that step of like streams
Mm-hmm.
and community events that I think Rema laid the foundation for. And I think
100%.
the state of flow
Yeah.
is definitely, I can already see it being, there's going to be one in the UK, one in Australia, one in India. This is definitely something that it's going to stay with the community, and I think, like, yeah, honestly, state of flow UK or state of flow India is definitely going to happen. I can already see the vibe already, like, to be fair, it's only US based. So it doesn't let a lot of people, it's not accessible, but I'm very sure it's Remo's already thinking of ways to sort of productize this or make a free template or whatever that you need to you need to have to create your own state of flow in your own city or in
Mm-hmm.
your country. So I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Rema is definitely everyone's first choice. But I would also like to give a shout out to Colleen. I think she is
Mm-hmm.
definitely the person that I don't think not a lot of people know, but she's definitely, from what I've seen and heard, is that she makes shit happen. Like, she's the organizer and like the face that you don't actually see in front of the camera. She's
Mm-hmm.
always, I think, yeah, as you said, as she says here, she co-organized Clone Comp. She does help
Wow.
out with
Okay.
FinSuite and all of their
Yeah.
streams, and she's also part of State of Flow as well. So she yeah, literally right here. So I think she doesn't get the sort of recognition as she should. But yeah, I would probably nominate for her just because of that.
For sure, man. I mean, I didn't really know Colleen, done a lot of this stuff, but props,
Yeah.
man, 100%. Like, um, yeah, man. I think, yeah, Raymond and Colleen, those are our votes. I think the next one is quite an interesting one. I think me and Vim probably have, different votes for this. But
Yeah.
for me, actually, you know what, Vim, I think you should go first.
Oh no, I think you should go first. I think we all know who you're gonna say.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I think, yeah, for me, I think it's Diego Oliveira. Like,
Yeah.
simply because his projects have been crazy, bro. Like, I actually love him, man. Like, his projects have been so nice.
All
Like,
right, man.
Diego, I love you.
All
No,
right.
but on a real, man, like, his projects have been crazy. Like, I think ever since he released his like breakup project, his portfolio,
The
is
last
he's working
lady.
on it. So, yeah. In terms of his the project that kind of came out that kind of gave him his big break was creator led, and then I think he followed up with like Nas Studios. He's been having crazy projects. So yeah, man, really been loving his work. I think even his content as well has been really, really good in terms of helping people and just his energy and vibe that he gives off. I think definitely, like, if he keeps progressing forward, I think he would definitely be a big name in the Buffalo community. But yeah, I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't switch the banner. My bad. But yeah, that is the rising star, nominee for me at least. Purely based on his projects, his work has been amazing, and just like his vibe and his whole character. I think on Twitter, his content is crazy, crazy in a good way. So I just definitely see him growing. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see him grow for sure. That's why I think he should be the rising star. How about you, Finn?
I don't know, man. I was trying hard to think of another name. Can I
Um,
nominate myself?
okay, Vim
No.
is a very selfish man, and he nominates himself.
Come on. Why not
Uh,
honorable mention, right? It's for the underdogs.
okay,
No,
fair,
it's fine.
fair,
I
fair.
think I think I think I agree with all the points that you said. Like, I cannot think of anybody
Fair.
off the top of my head because there's so many, that comes across. It's just it's very hard to, like. I think this is an issue that it's a bit of a tangent, but there's no way to sort of see everybody in the community. For me, I felt like that was
Mm-hmm.
what Made in Webflow was. It's a quick way to see who's
Mm-hmm.
active, who's doing shit. But now that
Yeah.
so useless, like, I have no idea how I'm sure there's
I think
someone
you
else
know
that I've
what?
seen,
I can think
but
of a
I just
couple,
cannot.
man. Like for rising stars. I don't know if I should
Yeah.
mention them now or in honorable
Yeah,
mentions, but
say
there's
it,
a
honorable
couple, man.
mentions. Yeah.
I think I'll go into more detail about it, but I think Flow Man. Flowman,
saw it here.
I think rising star. I've been following him for quite a while, but he recently popped off. But yeah, Flowman.
Oh yeah.
There's a Tony Seats. I think his content is crazy. He's a really funny guy.
This is all from
Um,
Twitter, right? I've not actually
from
seen.
Twitter, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. From Twitter. I think there was one more person I forgot. I'll probably mention them in honorable mentions, but yeah, those are like the kind of three people that I think are doing I really like the vibe of them and the content and
Actually,
also their
there's
work.
the
But
yeah. I know there's another one.
yeah.
This guy. I don't know that you heard
Oh,
of this guy.
stop it, man! Stop it! You're making me blush, bro.
This guy. Yeah, it's quite
20, man.
unknown. Have you heard of him before?
Unknown.
Yeah, he's 20. He's a
I
CEO.
don't know, man.
Pretty
He looks like a
honorable
very handsome
mention.
guy, though. He looks very handsome.
You call me I'm selfish.
Hey, let's
Right,
move on.
enough,
Let's move on.
enough.
Let's move on.
Okay, cool. Community Educator of the Year. I think everybody knows the name for this one. It's our boy Timothy Ricks.
Let's
I
go.
think he is the one that if you have any inspiration or whatever you want, just go to his YouTube channel and just watch it.
For real, man.
And I think he for even now, I really don't know who else does this sort of tutorials for Webflow. And the fact that he's even upped his game in, it's no longer basic Webflow, it's like quite advanced interactions and code, and I really like that he's sort of focusing down on that niche. I pay for his Patreon as well. That is like his Patreon. I don't know why nobody talks about it, but that shit is valuable. Like there's just so much stuff.
I'm gonna
in
buy it
there.
off of this call for real.
It is, bro. I paid for it, and like within like the same day, I used like 2 or 3 of his code solutions,
No
like
way.
his
Okay.
code snippets. Like just seeing that you can actually do this helps you open up. Like it just really breaks down all these blocks that you have. His
Yeah.
Patreon is super useful. I think he really needs to like market that a bit more, like really hone in and like tell people what is inside. For me, it's just about all the videos that he has as well. Yeah, his Patreon is absolutely valuable, and I think that's both our nomination for Community Educator of the Year.
Yeah. I think, yeah, man. Timothy Ricks, bro. Like, if it wasn't for Timothy, I can tell you that for a fact right now. If it wasn't for Timothy, I would not be where I am today in terms of like my level of skill in Webflow. For real, man. Like, just like, I think I remember there was a point in my career, right? Or my career, my career when I was like stuck in Webflow, where it's like I kind of knew everything in Webflow, but I was stuck, man. I wanted to
Yeah,
go to that level up, but I didn't know
yeah,
code, I didn't know JavaScript, I didn't know none of this. And then Timothy Ricks came, and now I leveled up. So Timothy Ricks is like, yeah, man, he just levels people up, and each one of his videos, every video, he tries to level it up, and yeah, man, like every single one of his videos, if you go right to the start, it's not like his some simple stuff. There's actually really, really, really complicated stuff, and yeah, man, like I think he leveled me up as a web developer, and if he leveled me up, I'm sure he's leveled so many other people up. And for that, I think he has to be the community educator of the year, at least in regards to Webflow for sure. And I think his
yeah,
Patreon kind of tops that off.
yeah. Cool. And then
Cool.
Community Leader of the Year.
Community leader of the year, right? So I think for me, I tweeted about this, and I think it's
Oh,
Flow
okay.
Party.
I thought you were gonna say
Flow
me.
Party. No, but Flow Party. I think there's a couple people. I kind of want to vote for FinSuite as well on this, but I don't want to vote FinSuite because they already won, the Community Creator of the Year award. But I think Community Leader. I think Flow Party, man. Like just based on, I think the best Webflow kind of community space there is out there, you know, apart from TalkFlow. No, I'm joking. But Flow Party has been they've been releasing some great content. I really love their vibe and how they get everyone involved. I also really like the content in terms of the style of videos they have, so like challenges and live builds and all of that stuff, and the interviews as well that they have. And you can see like this is a community that I think yeah, the circle community, and everyone is like super engaged in it. And I love how there's so many people on their live stream that join in every single week. And yeah, man, I think just the stuff that they've been doing with the community in terms of Twitter Spaces, videos, all of these challenges, and getting the community involved in certain stuff, motivating and inspiring people. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
man, I think Flow Party deserves this, and I just want to shout out the faces behind Flow Party, which is Melissa Mendez and also Keith as well. So yeah, they're like the founders, and yeah, they've been doing crazy stuff with Flow Party, just leveling up, in terms of their content, in terms of their website, their community. I think, yeah, they're great leaders in the space for sure, and I
Yeah.
personally think that they deserve this award. But I'm sure there's a lot of other people that I also want to vote for. But I think
I want
Flow
to be a
Party.
bit. I want to be a bit selfish and be like, I
Okay.
think honestly I wouldn't say leader of the year, but if we were a
Yeah,
bit more
but the thing is, we
consistent
still
last
got a
year,
long way to go, man. We still got a long way to go. Like, we've been planning on
I know,
upping
but
our content and creating like a social media and a community. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely, because Webflow put this here now, I think we have to aim for that next year, man. I think TalkFlow,
Honestly,
we want
I
to aim
think
to
we
be
can.
Community Leader of the Year for 2023.
I think they should have one for community content creator or something like that.
Mm, mm,
Because
mm, mm,
to be fair, I think we were consistently like we were consistent, and we have quite consistent. Again, going very narcissistic down here, but to be
yeah,
fair, we were one of the first few to sort of do these interviews with people that
yeah, yeah.
in the no code space. I really can't think of anyone else, and then people started to follow behind with Flow Party does
Which I
interviews, and
love,
I
man.
think
I love the fact that people are also interviewing
yeah. So
other
I
people.
don't know,
That's
man. I
great.
feel like we maybe it's too much, but we do quite well in
Bro,
terms of the
imagine we
interviews.
win.
We
Imagine we
caught
win. That'll
Design
be
Joy.
crazy.
Probably not, but I don't know, man. Like we caught Design Joy like right in the
Yeah.
middle of the heat, and I think we were the first one to not pass any judgment, and like just
Yeah.
we just wanted to hear what he has to say, and
Hmm.
easily is by far our best videos in terms of views, and honestly, videos like our comparison video of all the website builders, we really need to level up TalkFlow. But I think next year they should have one for like community creator or like YouTube creator or something like that, and we should rising community creator. I think that is gonna
Yeah.
we should win that shit next year, man.
Yeah, man. And I think, yeah, bro, I think honestly, man, like honest to God, bro, I think we definitely have the what was it called? What's that word, man? We definitely have the ability. Is that the right word? Like, we can do it,
Momentum,
but
is
we're
it?
just not
Yeah.
putting in. Not momentum is another word, but we definitely can do it, but we're just a bit lazy,
Yeah,
man. We need to
yeah,
like level it up and just like
yeah.
really go for it, because bro, we actually
Yeah,
have like a ton of good ideas. We just need to
yeah.
implement it. Like,
It's
we do,
and that's
yeah,
why
no, no,
when we mentioned like FinSuite for the community creator of the year, we know how difficult this shit is to make, and
yeah,
the fact that FinSuite does it consistently every week, it's just like, yeah, I think we sort of relate like how hard is it to be that consistent, and they definitely need to be rewarded for it. But
yeah, man.
anyways,
But for sure, next year, I just want to make one. I think next year, I really want to win that community leader of the year award, or like content, whatever. Because, bro, man, I think if we actually do what we say we're gonna do, I think we should win.
next
But
year
we'll see.
we'll
We'll
aim
see.
for it.
We'll see.
We'll
Yeah.
see. I think I
Cool.
think for I just noticed this one thing. They didn't change the copy for this one, and this one is literally the same.
Ah, is it?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Oh,
Webflow fixed this.
Webflow, we caught you up, man.
But yeah, I think Cloneable visually aesthetic. For me, I think I told you about Dhruv a few months ago, and I think we
Groove,
spoke
man.
about it in
Yeah,
our last call.
100%
But
agree.
that guy definitely did some crazy shit this year with his clonables.
Oh,
They are both
crazy.
visually pleasing, and it's also like some are quite technically advanced, but I do have a different nomination for that. But I think for me, this is like by far the most consistent, and I think all of it or most of it is from this year. So in terms of
Yeah,
clonables, I would probably nominate for him. Again, he's not very active on Twitter
100%.
or any other social
Hmm.
media. All of these clones are organic when the showcase was actually useful. So you can tell this by the gifs. So he stopped uploading, I don't know, maybe as soon as they changed to made it Webflow. Um, but yeah, all of these clones are probably organic. I've not seen him post about it. It's just pure from how the showcase used to work, and he got all his clones and following from here.
Hmm.
Definitely deserves the award.
100%, man. I think like if you look at his work, bro, firstly, it's crazy good. Like the quality of it, and it's like so. Firstly, I think it's crazy good in terms of technicality and structuring and everything.
Yeah,
It's
in
literally
terms of
perfect.
variety, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Secondly, the variety as well, like you said, Vim. Like every single one of it. I think we both know how hard it is to think of a clonable idea. But my man done it
right,
how many times? Like if you scroll, you can carry on scrolling for like you can click the load more button like 5 times, bro, and it still won't stop. So it's
yeah,
crazy how good he is, and secondly, it's crazy how consistently good he is, which is the most impressive part, man. And I
yeah,
I
hundred
don't
percent.
doubt that he will continue to do this, bro. So yeah, I think Drew 100%. Like I think he has to win this award, bro, because the
Yeah,
award
because
literally says clonable. I don't see
yeah,
anyone else who has better clonables than him, man. I'm just
I
gonna be
can't think
honest.
of.
So I think Drew 100%.
Yeah, the closest person I can think of is Timothy, but it sort of
Yeah.
ties in
Well, we
with
already
his
gave him an
content, the
award,
way he
right?
teaches.
So
Yeah. Is there anyone else? Yeah, see
cool,
this
man.
again. Don't get me started on why the showcase sucks.
You know what? Vim's gonna get triggered, man. Close that tab. Close that tab.
Why not?
Cool.
So what's next? Technical
Cool.
achievement. This one
Technical
is
achievement.
it is tough. Like, cause what does clonable technical achievement actually mean? Um, shall I do a self plug?
I think I voted for Droove on both visual and technical because I think it's
Yeah,
visually good, but even technical wise, because he uses a lot of JavaScript and a lot of code, so I think he wins
yeah.
both categories, man. Like if I'm
I
being
think
honest, like
I think they should rename this to like technical Webflow achievement or something where it's because
mm,
I feel like clonable should cover both visual and the reason why people clone a certain project because they look nice and they are quite technical and it's quite difficult for
yeah, so
one person to do.
mm,
But I don't know, this one should be like technical achievements in Webflow or like because then there's so many more options you can or tools or like community product of the year or something like that, where you can nominate for the
mm-hmm,
FinSuite extension, can vote for Relium library, like individual products. I think next year that could be something that you Webflow should consider because I think more
for
people
sure.
are going to create more products that's going to help Webflow like push
Are
people to
you
do more
foreshadowing
things.
something, Vim?
Maybe we are gonna
Maybe,
launch a product. I think everybody knows by now, but it's gonna be
yeah,
on one of our YouTube videos. It's gonna be the first place you get to see it live. But yeah, next year
yeah,
they should really update this so that I can try to
for
snub
sure.
one award for myself.
For sure, man. Yeah, so guys, those were kind of enough of. I mean, yeah, I think we voted or nominated for every single category award for the community category, but I think there's a lot more people that we want to mention, and I think this is where we're going to honorable mentions. So I think in terms of honorable mentions, man, Vim, I think you should go first. I think there's a couple people that you do want to nominate for, right? It doesn't have to be for something specific, like Rising Star or whatever, right? It could be literally just be someone that you think, they're doing good work, or that they have some nice content or whatever, right? Who do you think you should nominate for
I
honorable
think we sort
mentions?
of all, I think we sort of did honorable mention while we were talking about each category, like Colleen
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
the Flow Party and all like the Flowman and all that. I think those sort of should cover most of the people that we know. But I'm curious
yeah,
to see what others have to say. Like if you think there's somebody that you haven't heard of and you want them to be
yeah,
recognized, like I just want to know who are these people and just give them like
Yeah.
a shout in the comments or something like that, just so that
Yeah.
at least we can check their work out and maybe talk about them next time.
Yeah. I think for me, in terms of honorable mentions, I would like to shout out Flowman for sure.
Really big.
Sorry, I don't know his real name. I want to use his real name, man, but I don't.
Flow, man.
Corey Runnels. Corey Runnels. Okay,
Yeah,
Corey Runnels,
yeah.
aka Flowman. I'd rather call you Flowman, to be honest. But Flowman, I think
Yeah.
Tony Seats as well. I love this guy, man. His content is
Yeah,
he's a
very,
hilarious
yeah.
guy just by his content, and he's super thoughtful and with his replies and stuff. So
Damn.
yeah, man, he's the devil's
666.
number. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Tony,
Oof.
like yeah, he deserves
Oof.
a shout out. I
Damn.
think another person. Wait, oh yeah, Diego Oliveira. I already voted for him, but I think there was one
Enough,
more
man.
person.
Enough.
No. There was one more person
You love
I
Diego
wanted to
so
shout
much.
out. I love him, man. Diego, DM me, man. But anyway, yeah, I think Webflowers. I want to shout him out, man. Jack Redley from Webflowers. I done a podcast with him. If you haven't, watched it, make sure that you check it out. But yeah, we're gonna be tagging or having all of the
What's
people's
it called?
websites or whatever that we mentioned in the description. Jack Redley, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, he has like a podcast and like a newsletter or a website, whatever, right?
Wow.
Called Webflowers. Oh, I'm there. That's me. But anyway, like, yeah, I think yeah, man, he's done some crazy good content. He has a lot of great content coming out, and I can just see him growing a lot. So and it's very unique, man. Like, he talks about the failures of like great Webflow developers and stuff. So it's really good, and I really enjoyed a podcast with him. Like, honestly, it was really fun, and it was like a very unique podcast. Like, he didn't ask like normal questions like, "Oh, how did you get started?" and like It was like very fun. So yeah, make sure that you guys check it out. But yeah, those are the people I want to shout out: Flowman, Tony Seats, and Jack Redley for sure.
Cool. Anything else?
Do you want to have shout any people out, Vim, or
No.
cool? Okay, let me make sure you cut that out because you sound like a dickhead.
No, I'm keeping it in.
That'll be funny.
No.
Okay, cool. Anyways, all right, guys, those were our nominations for Webflow Awards. Now, that was, yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I think, yeah, there's a lot of people in the Webflow community that we didn't mention. But then again, it was like quite hard trying to put only one person in for each award. It was hard because there's so many people that could win each award. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure that you leave a like. We would love to hear your thoughts on who you voted for each award. So make sure that you drop a comment, tag, whoever you think deserves each award and whatnot. If there are any other people that you want to shout out that haven't been mentioned, make sure that you let us know in the comments. But yeah, if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification button so you do not miss out on future uploads just like this one. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.